What we call spacetime is made up of three spatial dimensions plus time. Time is not a spatial dimension, it's a temporal dimension. To qualify as a spatial dimension, one's axis or plane must extend at a 90-degree angle with all other planes. In one dimension, we can only travel forward or back. That's it. The second dimension allows us to travel side to side, in addition to forward and back. The third dimension allows us to go up and down. In a two-dimensional drawing, a vanishing point or point of convergence is used to create the illusion of depth. Even though these angles are not 90 degrees, our minds easily recognize they represent a three-dimensional cube. The cube archetype. Lower dimensions force us to use creativity to convey information that is more accessible in higher dimensions. A two-dimensional image can only represent an object from a single point of reference. Viewing multiple angles requires multiple images. Visual artists emulate how light interacts with life. We are immersed in our three-dimensional world. We live and breathe in 3D. By definition, we know the fourth spatial dimension exists mathematically at 90 degrees with the other three dimensions. We can infer that it flows inward and outward. But for it to be at 90 degrees with all three other dimensions, its axis would have to be curved and straight. The geometry of the fourth dimension seems to be a paradox from our third-dimensional frame of reference. We have to rely heavily on our imagination to conceptualize it. Visual metaphors can be helpful. We know we can move inward mentally. Can we move outward with our mind? Can we physically move inward and outward along the fourth axis? A dimension is an aspect which cannot be removed from the whole. When we narrow our focus to the physical dimension, everything is as it appears to be. When we expand our field of view, we realize that nothing is only as it appears to be. When we work with story and archetype, everything is as it is, and everything is as it might be. The possibilities are endless, and all possible paths exist. The ultimate dimension is formlessness. We can say nothing is or the all is one, but language is inadequate for all things beyond our mental dimension. We shift naturally between dimensions of perception. We identify B as an insect, which is an invertebrate. We differentiate between species like carpenter bees and honeybees. Queens, workers, and drones all have a specialized role to play. Each one is integral to the hive. By simply being themselves, they help to cross-pollinate an entire planet. Greater detail can be conveyed at higher resolution. In lower dimensions, it costs more time and energy to process the data. We strive to experience life through the highest resolution we can, increasing our access to information while decreasing the time and energy needed to acquire it. When we say a picture is worth 1,000 words, we are talking about a higher dimension of storytelling.